Now that you've hit record, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
God damn
for fuck's
it.
sake.
Every time. Why don't you just put like a little
Fucking
pan?
wearing nappy.
I'm not wearing a nappy or getting a bedpan, thank you.
You should get a bedpan and put
Or
your
a
feet in
Gatorade
it,
bottle.
and then you won't need that little heater. You can just pee on your feet.
Yeah, but that would get cold after a while.
Not if you keep peeing.
True.
Don't ever stop. An hour and a half long pee.
I vote for the Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
And you can throw it away when you're done.
Then you could stuff it in your shirt and keep yourself warm.
Exactly.
Do it all the time. I have like 9 Gatorade bottles in my bed.
It's not Gatorade.
Wait, I have to pay for this?
Wait, what do you got to pay for? Pee in a Gatorade bottle?
No, Nexus mods?
What? No, you have to pay. There are certain things that.
Never mind. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm good. Wait,
Oh
there's
my
Dragon
God.
Age Inquisition mods?
I wasn't expecting that.
Jenny, have you downloaded any Dragon Age mods yet?
No, I haven't.
Fine, nobody laugh at my jokes. I guess I'm not funny over here.
Fine, fuck everybody. I'm funny, damn it.
You guys roasted me because of my potty breaks, and now it's just like my jokes, and you guys don't laugh at it. It's just the way it is. I could not pee because I could hear you guys, and I kept laughing. I was trying to concentrate so hard.
What, were you almost peeing on the wall?
Exactly, yes.
He was missing the bottle.
No, what you do is you pee directly in. You
damn
pee
it.
directly into your space heater.
Oh, yeah, and then it shocks up your pee stream? Yeah.
I just puked up a whole cookie. I really should learn to chew my food.
Seconds.
God damn. Bonus. Extra cookie.
Pre-chewed.
It's like that episode of SpongeBob where, who was it, Neptune eats the burger, spits it out, and eats it again. This
think
was
I'll
so
have
good,
another
I'm gonna
one.
eat it again.
I'm not done. See, I don't understand this horror ambience mod. It alters a bunch of the audio files to increase the horror. How can you increase the horror of the audio in this game?
So, possibly increasing the volume?
I don't know if that would increase the horror, though.
I mean, it can, like, it scares you pretty bad whenever you've got a ghost going, "Hey!" into your ear.
Hey!
Just get a mod where every time the ghost comes up to you, it's just like, get her done.
It's like those videos on YouTube where it's the eardrum busting ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
They just scream into your ear. No, don't say, "Oh, yeah," because that's not real. I made that up.
That'd be
Like,
great.
oh yeah, I've looked for those videos for a long time. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Look now.
The ghost just appears behind you and whispers in your ear. Oh yeah.
You know how you just said that ASMR ear rape doesn't exist?
It does, though.
Yes, it does.
Sweet God, no! I did not want to know about this. All right, Guinea, you can have my spot. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the
Done.
podcast.
I'm fucking leaving this podcast.
It's so loud.
Oh, well, I guess it's time for solo Phasmo. Watch me shit myself.
You know, on Twitch there is a market for that.
Oh, God.
People shitting themselves?
Exactly. Yes. There is a market for that. Let's find something interesting to talk about so we can actually put this in the podcast and instead of us just laughing about it.
Okay, that's
Okay,
fair.
random topic generator.
Oh, God.
This is what led to Moses.
Are there any songs that always bring a tear to your eye?
What kind of tear?
How many other tears are there?
Well, the Baby Shark song makes me cry very angry tears.
I was gonna say tears of blood. That means you have like an uncontrollable disease.
Stigmata of the eyes.
It is a liquid
Ebola.
tear, specifically usually like containing a significant amount of salt or something like that. I don't know.
My tears contain hatred, not salt.
Okay, well, what?
Oh, here's one. What's your favorite movie soundtrack?
Oh, The Labyrinth. That's easy. Duh.
Shrek.
Shrek, absolutely Shrek. I agree 100%.
The what?
The Labyrinth with David Bowie, 1987.
Oh, you just like the moose knuckle. That's all.
I love the moose knuckle, but I also love the music.
I'd probably say mine has to be the 1986 Transformers movie. Like, the music in that's just amazing.
It really is.
The 1986 Transformers movie? I don't ever remember that.
Yeah, it came out halfway during the Transformers cartoons, basically lifetime. So, yeah, it started in like 1984, ended in 1988. So the movie came out like 1986. And like it featured like basically them killing off the characters that didn't really sell well in the last previous year, so they killed them off to bring on new characters so they could make new toys.
It was a live-action movie where Lou Ferrigno dressed up as Optimus Prime in cardboard boxes and ran over children in a playground.
Oh no.
Transformers, Death by Firing Squad.
To be honest, the animation for the movie was really fucking good.
Actually, I remember this. I actually did watch this as a kid. I just did not remember a thing about this movie.
But can you remember the soundtrack, like by Stan Bush?
No, I cannot.
What? So you can't remember the Touch or Dare?
Nope.
Aww.
I just remember the animation.
He just broke his heart. He's a sad Logan now.
He's the sad Logan? I don't think there was anything a part of his name that screamed happy. I mean, as this might not change the state of which this particular person is.
Well, he does have chubby in his name, and chubby is another word for erect penis. So you typically are fairly happy when you have an erect penis.
Partially erect, though.
I remember that. We're going to pop a Logan.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Anybody remember that, Jim?
I love that.
God, I forgot all about that.
God, my nose is gooey.
Then stop coming up at you, silly Billy.
No, I like the way it smells.
You know, ultra stuffed Oreos always do that to me too.
Sweet God.
They make you come up your nose?
Yes.
That's my favorite. Where's the cream filling? It's in my nasal cavity.
Oh, I've never tried that. That sounds interesting.
Sweet God. Okay. One last one before we get started. If your life was a meal, what kind of meal would it be?
Most stuffed Oreos.
Diabetes.
Diabetes is not a meal.
Diabetes. If my life was a meal, what would it be? It would definitely be cannibalism.
Why? Is it just because you're just chugging dicks all day? Is that it?
All the time. It's my favorite. It's most stuffed Oreos with a human tube steak.
Dear God, give me strength.
What did you expect?
Guinea, do you have a suggestion here that might possibly be food and not some
Dicks?
random
Well,
things?
considering that I do work at a Mexican restaurant, my life meal incarnation would be a taco meal, I guess.
would be a cheeseburger.
My life is a prison of shame. Mine would probably be the very loud ASMR mukbang.
Oh, I mean, those do look like waffle fries.
Oh God, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh,
Clearly,
you guys-
you've never seen me eat chili.
Mine would be toenails and a big ball of earwax.
oh.
God. back in the 90s, it used to be like, you know how you have those magazines where it would tell little tidbits about different musicians that you liked or whatever, the Spice Girls.
Playboy.
Yeah, Playboy, the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Was
The
it
Spice
Mel
Girls
B?
version.
Scary Spice? Like, one of the things that was cool about her is that she could bite her own toenails.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like it's halfway. It's like, oh, she can reach her toes, but ooh, she bites her toenails. No.
I can bite my toenails.
That's the kind of meal you would be. Scary Spice.
Scary Spice biting her toenails. Yes.
Okay, let's go. We gotta keep this thing rolling here, because whenever you guys catch a breath.
Speaking of Scary Spice, we played a scary game this week. Here on Joysticks and Lunatics, it's me, Banjo Man, Dude Man.
And I am Overpowered Peaches.
I am the Chubby Nerd Logan.
And we have a special guest this week, this day, this month, this year. What was your name again?
Banjo Man Dude Guy.
No! God damn it. Who is our special guest this week?
Guinea pig poop.
I'm trying to set this up for you guys, and you guys keep, like, hitting it back at me. It's like we're playing volleyball together, and instead I spike it up into the air when you're supposed to hit it on the other side. You guys jump up in the air and spike that ball straight into my face.
What is it about me that makes you think I'm good at sports?
You're tall.
You're tall?
I'm tall. Everybody thinks that I can play basketball, and I cannot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so what game did we play this week, Banjo?
We played Phasmophobia.
Why did you have to say it like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was sexual.
I didn't say it in any particular way. I just said the name.
We played Phasmophobia, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah.
Phasmophobia.
So Phasmophobia, which this is an actual phobia, by the way. I didn't know if you guys knew this. So this is a phobia that can trigger anxiety, depression, panic attacks, and something you experience in game. Whenever the ghost appears, you can hear your heartbeat. And that's actually something that Phasmophobia actually does. It does not let you shit yourself in the game.
Well,
No, you do that in real life.
it lets you shit yourself in real life. Something I just did when I gambled with a fart and I fucking lost.
Oh no.
So I'm just going to stew. I thought it would be really funny to fart in the microphone right when Peaches was talking, but nope, that's not a fart. It didn't
Whoa,
work
hold
out for
up,
me at
guys.
all.
This is not a fart.
Did you think that I was going to smell it all the way on this end?
You know, in retrospect, I realized that I would have been putting my face right next to the mic again. And I would have it would have been karma.
Listen, man, I learned that lesson once and never again.
Yeah.
It's in my pop filter, man.
Am I the only one who hasn't farted on his microphone?
I've never done that.
Well, also, weren't you sitting on the floor for most of the time anyways?
Yep.
Well, the time in which it takes you to get up and actually fart in your microphone, your gas is basically gone at that point. So,
Clearly, you've never heard me fart.
yes, I have, because I've edited out of the podcast.
I put it in the podcast.
Yeah, I would edit it out purposely, and then I'd go back and see that Banjo came back in and put it in there, and I'm like, God damn it. Okay, anyways, back on topic. Phasmophobia was a game that was developed and published by Kinetic Games, which this is a game company with, I guess it's only one person by the name of D. Nider, which I don't know their real name.
How do you know that's not the real name?
I don't know.
God fucking help them if it is.
I don't know. How much research do you think I put into this game? I just played it.
I tried to look up D. Nider and I couldn't even find him. Like, everything just brought up the Kinetic Games stuff. And there was one guy named D. Nider on Twitter, and it was clearly not the same guy.
Just fake accounts trying to take credit for the game.
Yeah.
It's just images of a king knighting people with his wiener.
I'm the
D-Nider.
D. Nider.
Yeah.
Okay, getting the train back on the tracks again. This was a game that was made in Unity, and it was made for PC only. So they haven't released it for any other console, and I don't know if they have plans to do that.
Oh, it'd be so cool though.
Does anybody have any information on that, or
No.
okay?
No, unfortunately, but man, it would be fantastic if this game came out for like the Switch.
So concerning, oh my god, the Switch.
Yeah.
Do you want like kids to overreact like we did as like young adults and teenagers playing Slender Man on a fucking iPad?
Oh man, that takes me way back.
Oh yeah.
That's probably what PewDiePie played it on, possibly. So anyways, this is actually still an early access game. So from what I've seen, it hasn't been fully released yet, and they're still adding stuff to this game. So you can get it for about $14 on Steam right now. Is it offered on anything else besides Steam?
No.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just Steam exclusive. Because it's early access on Steam, you can't get the code in any other place. As far as I know, that's not entirely true though. There are some early access games that are available on other platforms.
So this game was released October 15th, 2020. And as soon as it was released, it hit big.
Oh, dude, it fucking
Yeah.
exploded.
I saw everyone playing it. Everyone loved it. People got to level 1,000 already. It's ridiculous.
What?
Yeah. People are playing, like, they're modding it to where, like, the ghosts are super ridiculously hard at this point. This is the sixth most popular game on Twitch. It's probably because Among Us was around this time too when it got popular, even though Among Us came out in 2018. So this game is an early access 3D survival horror multiplayer ghost hunting game. There's a lot of word soup into that, where the goal is to collect 3 pieces of evidence to discover what type of ghost you're dealing with. And you'll go into several different locations in order to search for the ghost room and try to discover what type of ghost you're dealing with in order for the team that is basically off screen, you never see it, to come in and banish the ghost forever.
Yeah, it's a good game.
God damn it. I wrote up all these notes. You're fucking. This is what happens when you like fucking joke edit my shit. You don't have nothing to say. Where you're like,
No.
oh, there's a brothel in the area.
No.
It's called the Bunny Hole.
I think the best, one of my favorite things about this game, it would happen to be that because it's an early access, the models for the characters are kind of stiff motion. So you can crouch down and look up and your character will just have his arms in the air like, why? It's the funniest shit.
Yeah, so the funny thing is, despite it being, like you said, it's pretty, it's kind of shit. Like everything about it is very much like PlayStation or PlayStation 2 looking.
Yeah, it's got some very clunky animations.
It absolutely does. But it's still really big, and I can see why, as it has a sort of simplistic mechanic, but an engaging one at that, to where you can keep coming back to it, and as long as you're the type of person that likes that type of game, you'll never stop. What the hell are you laughing at, Logan?
The reviews for this game.
What?
Yeah, the reviews are awesome.
They're so good.
Actually, I never saw like an actual rating for this game.
It has a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
And the age rating is Peggy 16.
So there are several different types of difficulties, right, that you can play in. There's 3 difficulties, right? Amateur, intermediate, and professional.
Yes.
Depending on those difficulties is like how difficult it is to figure out what the ghost is and how vicious they hunt the players.
Well, so the way it works is with amateur, you get about 5 minutes before the ghost becomes aggressive and starts draining your sanity. In intermediate, you get 2 minutes, and in professional, you get no minutes at all. It is aggressive and drains your sanity as soon as you enter the house.
Oh, dang, I didn't know that.
Yep.
And also in professional, you get no money back if you die. And in intermediate, you get 25% back, and in amateur, it's 50%.
One of the items that you get in the game, and we'll talk about this in a second, is a camera. And when one of your friends die in the game, you can take the camera and get a picture of their body. And at the end, whenever you guess what the ghost is or you figure out what the ghost is and you end the game, they basically get their money back for the items that they spent. But in professional, you do not get any money back whatsoever.
It's just fun to take pictures of your dead friends.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It certainly is. Sometimes the game will glitch and you actually can't find your dead friend, even though you know exactly where they are.
Yes, that's happened to me many a time.
That's happened.
So many times.
It's so unfortunate because I just want that picture. I was like, haha, you died.
Make fun of his dead body.
Yeah. Too bad you can't like move it around like in Skyrim or something. Just pick their body up and put it in weird poses and shit and snap pictures of it.
Oh no, that would
Be the
be
funniest shit.
hilarious.
When you start the game, you get to select a mission, and there's different areas per mission. So there's a street houses, there's road houses, farmhouses, and those are all smaller areas.
Don't
Makes it a
forget
little
about the
bit
brothel.
easier. Oh, and there's the brothel. You gotta love the brothel. The brothel is what I like to call it.
You didn't even spell it right.
No, I didn't. It didn't autocorrect it, so I don't fucking know.
By the way, there is actually no brothel available right now. It may be in development, but I know that there's a bunch of other locations that will be in development later.
Such as like the prison, for instance, is a medium area, and that was one of the newest ones that just came out, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
And there's also a high school, and then there's an asylum for the large areas. Now, it's better to have like more people on your team when you're going into the larger areas and the medium areas because there's far more ground that you have to cover to try to find out where the ghost is hunting. Because typically the ghost isn't hunting the entire establishment. They're hiring one location in that establishment. So if you go into a street house, for instance, you would find them maybe in the bathroom or in one of the bedrooms. And that's where you'd want to set up all your equipment to try to get all the evidence you need to find the ghost. So the rest of the house would ultimately be safe, really, until the ghost starts hunting, and then it'll just chase you wherever the fuck you go.
And something else to note about this is that they don't always necessarily pick a specific room. Sometimes they have a bunch of different activity in an area. So they may be in one or two rooms or even in the hallway. So that's something that we've noticed as we've played 100 million times.
And
Yeah, you get, like,
occasionally
little
they
wandering
wander.
ghosts.
I've had one wander from one room across the hall and then to the other room.
Another piece of equipment, and this is specific to a ghost, is the smudge sticks, which you can use to prevent them from wandering.
Why does my dead body look like a chicken going in the oven?
I thought that's usually what you look like.
That's just you normally.
Stuff that with bread.
What is it with you Americans and bread?
I love stuffing your ass with bread, man.
True that.
Well, it ain't gonna come out as toast.
I'm going to move on and go to something else. So, with the equipment that we've mentioned a couple times, there are three, basically, I boil it down to three different types of equipment. There's ghost hunting equipment, which you will take in to figure out what type of ghost that you're dealing with. There is ghost protection equipment, which you take into the house to prevent the ghost from hunting and killing you. And then what I would call optional objective equipment. Because along with figuring out what type of ghosts you're dealing with, there are three randomly generated optional objectives that you can get, which, let's see, where did I put that?
And those are things like taking a picture of the ghost.
No, the
Or
ghost's wiener.
Taking a picture of the ghost's wiener.
Trying to
You can
find
put
dirty
salt.
water.
You can put salt on the ground and get footprints tracked through the salt. There's also a spirit box that is one of the evidence equipments, but sometimes you need to get the ghost to speak on the spirit box in order to get some of the objectives. Some of the objectives are just, get a voice on the spirit box. There's all sorts of stuff. There's taking pictures of dirty horror water.
Stop that. Oh my God. So for anybody that doesn't know, we share notes on this podcast and we give everybody editing access, and I'm going to revoke that from now on because
Hey,
they constantly mess with my notes. I know,
I did
you're
fuck
not
all
even
to it.
contributing. So yes, I know you're not even contributing. So it's fine.
But essentially that's it. So there's certain equipment that are just used, like take a photo of the ghost. That's never necessary to finding evidence to figure out what the ghost is, but it's an optional objective. And getting those optional objectives, you get additional money and experience for leveling up your character. And the point of leveling up your character is the higher the level you are, the better equipment that you're able to purchase. So there's a whole list of equipment that you can bring with you, and you use the money that you get to buy those pieces of equipment in order to, find these ghosts. And typically, it's very generic, basic, like a low-powered flashlight and stuff at the very beginning. But as you level up, you can get ones that are like a high-powered flashlight that illuminate the room bigger, so you can see more while you're walking around. Or you can get cameras on tripods, so you can set up different cameras and everything in order to. Damn it, you're messing with the notes and it's fucking with me
Why is this fucking with you?
because I'm staring right at it. My ADD is just zoning right in on it.
Well, close it down as you finish your thought.
But like one of the pieces of evidence is using ghost orbs, and typically you can go in on the camera and find all the different cameras that are available throughout the house through the home security system or like the prisoner security system. But you can set up cameras on tripods that you can post anywhere in the room and try to catch ghost orbs and just keep an eye on what's going on in the house. So if you're watching your teammates in the house, you can kind of see what they're doing, where they're going. And then like another bit of equipment that goes along those lines is like a head mounted camera, so that you can watch, basically what your teammate is seeing in a bird's eye view kind of thing, or not a bird's eye view, but typically a point of view, where they're running and where they're going, so you can kind of keep track of where they're at and everything. So that's always good, the better equipment. And then you get more money, you can buy multiple things of those equipments, so that you don't have to really take turns, as it were. Everybody would ultimately have access to the same equipment and do certain things, so they can find different evidences in different rooms if you split up.
So the equipment kind of acts as a more of a pool than it is just the host putting in equipment. Everybody can put in what is a finite amount of equipment depending on what you've got. So if it's something like the crucifix, you can only put in 2. You can't put in 4, you can't cover a giant area to prevent the ghost from hunting. You've only get a little bit of space to actually work with. Or, stuff like the smudge sticks or the video cameras, you can only put in about 4 of those.
Like, I want there to be an update in the future to let you add more things as you level up, because only having like 2 glow sticks can really fuck you over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So adding more items would definitely add to sort of the replayability of the game.
Right. Well, and then the salt as well. Sometimes I run out of salt. Like, you think that it's in the hallway, and it's not actually in the hallway. It's in the bathroom. But you wasted 3 of the salts in the hallway, and then the 3 that you put, I don't know, maybe it's a really big bathroom, and it's not in the right spot. It's just, I've wished that I've had 3 things of salt, and not just 2.
So one very sort of important little tidbit here for this game, one of the most effective means of finding the ghost is actually looking for cold temperatures. So you get a thermometer to take throughout the house. And if it drops below, what is it Celsius? I don't remember, because I put it to
0.
Fahrenheit.
0
degrees. If it drops, but that's freezing temps. If your temperature just gets slightly colder, it doesn't have to necessarily be freezing temperatures. It'll get slightly colder.
Isn't it below 50 Fahrenheit?
Yeah, so even if it drops to actually 55 degrees Fahrenheit, that is a more effective way of locating the ghost's room or the ghost's area, as opposed to what a lot of people use, which is the EMF reader, which it seems like it gives you activity for the ghost's room, but sometimes that only detects the effect the ghost is having, not necessarily the ghost's room.
Oh, and the ghost likes to mess with stuff all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
It likes to turn the lights on and off. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes you'll go into the garage of a street house and it'll just set the car alarm off.
Banjo, did you talk about the photographic evidence?
So, photographic evidence is evidence, of course, that you find with your camera. So, you'll find things such as bones. You'll just typically find a bone lying in the middle. It's like a femur bone just lying in the middle of the floor in whatever room. It doesn't
That
necessarily
is a
mean the
chicken
ghost
bone. That is not a femur bone, my friend.
Yeah.
It is not big enough to be a femur bone.
I
gotta
have
tell you
really
right
tiny legs, okay?
Okay,
I'm a
maybe
tiny
your femur
person.
bone. What kind of leprechaun is living in this house? I'm scared
Me.
of ghosts. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll leave one of my bones behind.
Finding the bone doesn't necessarily mean that you found the room that the ghost is haunting. So the bone can appear in any room of the location that you're in. So snapping a photo of the bone also is like a bonus photographic evidence that you can get. There's fingerprints that you can find using UV light. You can find fingerprints on door handles or light switches and stuff of the ghost. There's ghost writing, where the ghost will like write in a book. So you'll have like a book that you'll set in the room, and sometimes they'll draw pictures or write notes, little doodles of anime girls.
Dick pics.
Yep, dick pics all over the place. Very, very pornographic, very graphic scenes that they like to draw.
There is actually a mod that you can get where
Of fucking course there is. Yes.
It's not dirty. It's just like little anime drawings.
Just little stick people humping.
Just little stick people humping. That's all. I used to have belly button rings that had little stick people humping in it.
That's wonderful.
Banjo, I will be sending you my letter of resignation very soon.
So, continuing with the photographic evidence, the ghost is mostly invisible and will occasionally appear, and it really sometimes fucks with you. And you can snap a picture of the ghost when it appears in some sort of tangible form. You can get footprints in salt, so you can lay salt down in an area, and if the ghost walks through the salt, you can find footprints. There's also in the farmhouses, you can find a voodoo doll that you can take pictures of, and you can turn the water on the sink, and if the water comes out dirty, you can snap a picture of the dirty water. And occasionally the ghost will move objects around in the house, and if you find any items that were recently moved by the ghost, you can also snap photos of those.
So this is actually something that we recently found out. A couple times we had taken photos of like a door or some random item, and for some reason it said interaction. What we didn't realize was those were items that were recently moved by this ghost. And so the game automatically detects it as an interaction. So we don't necessarily have to be like, it doesn't have to be conscious in our mind whenever we take these photos. Very similar to the fingerprints on doors. You don't actually have to have a flashlight shining on the door. You can actually just snap a picture of it with nothing at all.
You can't go buck wild with the camera. You can't just start snapping pictures like a fucking psycho, because each camera only has like 5 photos that you're allowed to take. So you can't just try to get like really quick evidence by just going into a room and taking a picture of every single thing. You have to be mindful of how many pictures you're taking.
And to that as well, there are different things. Fingerprints don't show up as soon as you enter the door. Sometimes you have to get a little bit of ghost activity in order for it to actually put fingerprints on the door. So if it touches the door or if it touches a light and a fingerprint shows up, that's when you can get that picture. But you can't necessarily just run in, take a picture, and get it right then and there.
Right.
So two things to this. One thing I won't remember, the other one I will. The voodoo doll, you actually get photographic points. You get money for each voodoo doll that you get pictures of. So if you find multiple voodoo dolls, you get a picture and you can get extra money for each one.
For the voodoo dolls, do you have to pick those up and bring them to the van as well, like you do the bone?
Nope.
Oh.
No, but if you actually interact with the voodoo doll, Logan feels a little warmth in his bum.
Oh.
How did you know that I had a fart?
Well, I did squeeze the voodoo doll.
You could smell it on the voodoo doll.
Well, so the voodoo dolls are supposed to also move towards the ghost, and I haven't been able to figure out what that means, because I thought at first that they spawned like closer to the ghost room, but in my experience recently, the voodoo dolls have been in the same spots multiple times.
From what I've read, most players have only found them to be photo rewards and really nothing much more. So there are, like we mentioned before, the voodoo dolls, but there are 3 different types of on-site equipment that you find, which are voodoo dolls, which are typically just photo rewards. If anybody has any information on what they actually are, please tweet at us like consistently so we can figure out what the hell they do. There's the Ouija board, which actually does something. You can pick it up and take it to the ghost room and turn it on, and you can ask the ghost questions, apparently at the cost of your virginity.
Well, you got to turn it on.
No, it's actually at the cost of your sanity.
You got to rub the Ouija board gently.
This will make the ghost more likely to hunt you, unless you are facing a demon, by the way, which if you ask successful questions of a demon, it will not lower your sanity.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And then there's the bone evidence, which you take a picture and make sure to pick it up, because you get extra points if you do that, which somebody on this team, I won't say who, always forgets to do that.
Sorry.
I found on the fandom page, the wiki for Phasmophobia, it says that the reason that people thought that the voodoo dolls would move in the direction of the ghost, because when you drop the voodoo doll, it'll slide across the floor a little bit, but it says that there's little evidence supporting that it actually goes in any direction.
So we talked about the optional objectives, finding the dirty whore water. What the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you guys?
It's just what I call the ghosts when they piss me off.
You dirty whore.
You dirty
Actually,
whore.
that is very
Give me your dirty
true.
whore.
That is
It
very,
is
very true.
I call those things a lot of names.
You go in trying to pretend like you're friends with the ghost, like,
Yeah.
girl, I'm gonna like take you out and get your nails done, and then when you can't find the ghost, you're like, you fucking whore.
Listen
I
here,
thought
you
we
piece
was
of shit.
friends.
Guinea, you want to go into the ghosts?
Yes, there are 12 different kinds of ghosts. Each ghost has different strengths and weaknesses. Do you want me to go through all of them? So the strength and weaknesses?
Just go through like a summary, like the Revenant. The Revenant has a very like strong a strong strength.
The Revenant doesn't care. It will fuck
The Revenant
you up
doesn't give
either way.
a shit. Yeah. Okay, so the Revenant's strength, it will travel at a significantly faster speed when hunting a victim, and its weakness is that when you hide from the Revenant, it will cause it to move slowly. So if you are being hunted by the Revenant, you cannot get away from it, unless I got lucky one time, and I guess I was already right around the corner out of eyesight, and I got hunted and I survived, and I didn't know it was a Revenant, and then later found out it was, and I was like, how? How did I survive? Because every time I've been hunted by one, I've died immediately.
So with something like the Revenant, if you're in a big area, you only have a certain speed that you walk, which is a shamble, as it will.
Even your run is a walk.
Yeah, so you're trying to run away from a ghost, and in a big area, most of the ghosts you can do this with.
Mm-hmm.
But with a Revenant, the Revenant is actually faster than you, and eventually he'll catch you.
Mm-hmm. And apparently also the Jinn can travel at a faster speed if you're far away.
which specifically the gen makes it more difficult for you to hide. So if you're trying to run and hide from a gen, he will move faster to catch up to you, and then will just be at a consistent
normal.
speed as it's on you.
Right. But apparently, if you turn off the power source, it stops him from being able to do that. So I guess he can't see in the dark. Another ghost that I particularly want to talk about is the poltergeist, because I'm getting really good at guessing the poltergeist before I even have any evidence. The strength for the poltergeist, obviously, is that it can throw huge amounts of objects at once. I've never seen it throw a bunch at one time, but usually once you find the ghost room and when you go back to the van to go get your stuff and you come and start setting things up, there's going to be, five or six things on the floor rather than one or two, or maybe even more than that, depending on how much stuff you have. So I'm always like, well, this might be a poltergeist. And then so I go and get the stuff that I know is for the poltergeist. And the past few times that I've done it, I've been right every time, which is cool.
So something else to mention with the poltergeist, it is actually one of the only ones where usually when you have two pieces of evidence, you can narrow what the ghost is by down to 2 or 3, typically.
Mm-hmm.
With the poltergeist, there are 2 specific types of evidence that you can get, and you don't even need the third one. So I don't know what happened, how it was, this is just the way that it was set up. But if you get, I believe it was Ghost Orb and Spirit Box, you do not need the third piece of evidence, because it is most definitely going to be a poltergeist no matter what. There is no other ghost that could have these 2 specific types of evidence combined together.
I know it's not Ghost Orb and Spirit Box because that's also for the gen.
From what I remember, it was Ghost Orb, definitely Ghost Orb, but I don't remember.
It would have to be Fingerprints.
Other...
Fingerprints is the other poltergeist.
That was it, actually. We were in the school at the time, and we were looking for this damn ghost.
It was the one that spawned right beside you and killed you.
Yes, it was awful. So it was Ghost Orb and it was Fingerprints, but the third piece of evidence you do not need to find, because it will definitely be poltergeist.
It'll definitely be your dead body.
The 12 types of ghosts are Spirit, Wraith, Phantom, Poltergeist, Banshee, Jinn, Mare, Revenant, Shade, Demon, Oni, and I have no clue the correct pronunciation of this. Urine. Urine. I don't know.
It's definitely urine.
It's definitely urine.
Okay, hold on here. Let me change that in the notes here just real quick. Click, 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 click. Capital U-R-I-N. There we go. That is not how you spell urine.
There you go.
Urine.
It's literally 13 ghosts, but you're the 13th ghost.
Oh, shit.
It's like that movie, 13 Ghosts.
That movie is the titty ghost movie.
I love that movie.
Yes.
There's something else to mention with this as well. When you're playing with multiple people, whenever one of them gets killed, they will go into the ghost realm, and they can do, I guess, a couple of things. They can see the ghost when they are hunting and haunting, and even just them moving around. They can pick objects up and throw them at the other players. And you actually don't have to have them in the van whenever you're done and you're ready to leave. They can literally just be in the house and you can leave them behind. But specifically, it is just basically a game over screen where you watch your friends either get killed or actually succeed.
And you can't speak to them.
Nope.
Not at all, unless you have Discord or Zencastr up like we do.
Yep.
Exactly.
Unless you want to be mean and not get on that. Just go around and terrorize you and throw objects at you like Logan did.
It would be so cool if they added so much more to this game, where you could actually, occasionally you can build up enough ghost power to actually talk to your friends. Like you try to whisper in their ear, much like the ghost actually does. Or you could just strangle your friends. That would be really fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I would like to be able to interact with more, like close and open doors and like push over chairs.
Well, in the ghost realm, for some reason, all of the doors are gone, so it allows you to just go and walk around freely. So you can really do whatever you want.
Well, I think that's because that's kind of how the mechanism for the ghost moving around is. That it can open and close doors, but then it can also choose to just walk straight through the door, and that's to keep you from trying to hold the ghost in its room and trap it outside of its room. There's some explanation that I read that it's to stop you from being able to trap the ghost by holding the door closed. So if it wants to move through that door, it can, except for like lockers and closets.
I'm gonna get you. Oh no, you closed the door. How am I supposed to get you now?
Fuck. It's not like this has got a doorknob or anything. Just jamming its dick on the wood and just like, oh my god. Fuck. I lost him.
Logan has been incredibly quiet this whole time. I think he's in the ghost realm.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just trying to wonder why the ghost became Jewish there.
I have no joke for that because that's offensive.
And the entire first 20 minutes of last week wasn't offensive.
Well, we were talking about Moses and a biblical character that most likely did not exist. I'm not trying to be offensive to our viewers. I guess listeners. Nobody views this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking YouTube.
If they're viewing this, I'm terrified.
They actually have cameras set up in the room. You guys want to see me jack off?
Well, I typically record these naked, so.
Oh, me too. Every time.
Every time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm naked every time. This is why I don't live stream this. This is why you're like, let's get webcams so we can see each other. You guys don't want to see that.
I want to see that more than anything.
No, you don't.
Why is your dick shaped like a skeleton key?
It's to unlock Devil's Door, baby. Okay, we ready to move on?
Yeah.
In this game, you have a percentage of sanity, and if it drops below 50%, the ghost will start hunting you. They'll lock the front doors, and you won't be able to get out. It'll seek anyone it can, and it'll kill them. Certain ghosts, like we said, have different properties. So, is it a djinn? I can't remember which one it was. They target a specific person and will only go after them. And yeah, so it was a banshee. They will go after them. Something I noticed with the haunting is sometimes they'll appear as a ball of smoke. You can actually see it in the air. They'll run up to the nearest player they can find and they'll speak into your ear. And I think that counts as a ghost event.
No.
That doesn't?
Not.
Okay. So you can use the ghost name to anger it, and you can also use certain words like I'm scared or run or something like that to make them mad and to make them appear.
Yes, and then there's me, who gets mad at the ghost for not showing itself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Sometimes it makes me wonder if that actually works, because I'll be in there like Kenneth Jones, and nothing. And it's not even a shade.
Goblin names.
So there's actually a randomly generated number of activity, essentially. So sometimes you'll get a very, very active ghost, and sometimes he won't show his ass no matter what you do.
Right. And, because one of the things that the shades are known for is not having that much activity. One time I went into a house and the ghost showed itself to me twice when I was searching for the ghost room. It showed itself to me twice. Never again after that. And it was a shade. That made me so mad.
So the special property with the shade, if there are multiple people nearby, it actually will not enter hunting mode.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it will enter hunting mode if multiple people. Okay, I died. Multiple people are in the house that have little to no sanity. So it's only if you are in the ghost's room, you've got multiple people in the ghost's room with barely any sanity.
Okay.
So for this one, our experiences, we essentially boiled down to, we had played this a lot. and we boiled our experiences down mainly to the prison level on Professional, which we got Banjo to join us on. And man, what a wild ride that was.
That was a fun
So,
time.
Banjo, if you want to take it away and tell us all about it.
Well, we couldn't necessarily narrow down where the ghost was. It was in a hallway, like a stairwell, and we had a shit ton of equipment set up, and it wasn't triggering anything. So that was fun. And then it decided to hunt. So we all had very low sanity, and I had to go in because I had like the highest sanity to try to take a picture of the ghost. And Logan joined me for moral support, and it hunted, and we got terrified, and Logan screamed at me for opening a door because he was hiding, and I had no place to go, so I just followed him. And then it finally stopped hunting, and we left. And the moment we left, both Peaches and Guinea decided to go in because we were being chicken shits. And the instant they walked in, the door shut and locked, and the ghost started hunting them.
Well, one thing with the optional objectives is that you have to try to get it you have to stop it from hunting with a crucifix on the floor. And the big part about that is you have to know exactly kind of where the ghost is going to spawn. And in a bigger area, that is a much more difficult process to sort of accomplish. So initially, I had actually gone in with the lowest sanity and hid in a room that was semi far away from where the ghost was going to spawn. And we were trying to see if we could get that objective marked off. But I did it twice, and we got absolutely nothing until me and Guinea went in, and it locked the door and, tried to kill us.
It was so good. As far as experiences go, I really enjoyed this game. I don't have as much experiences in this game as the other three because I've unfortunately had little chance to play the game, but they're all like level 100 something or whatever. I'm like level 6. So if that doesn't tell you how much these guys have played the game versus how many times I've played the game, but I really like this game. It is a lot of fun. Definitely more fun to play with multiple people. I mean, you can play solo, and I know that a couple of these guys have.
I
but
don't.
You haven't?
I have.
No.
Yeah. So Peaches and Guinea have both played it solo. I have not played it solo. I play with friends, and I prefer to play with these guys over playing solo because I get scared and spooked very easily.
Oh, I do too.
I don't want to poop myself. But it is a very positive experience for me, and I definitely plan on playing more of this in the future because it's just a good game, and I can't wait to see what they come up with, what levels they come out with, and when this game finally comes out of early access, what the final game is going to look like. I'm very, very excited about that.
They plan on putting out a hospital and a sewer, and there's just a bunch of other locations, an apartment building that they're planning on putting out there. So I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm very looking forward to it on how they sort of get everything figured out. Guinea, you got anything to say on your experience?
Well, playing alone is very terrifying. I think everything
that's
what
you got. That's it.
That's what I got. That's what I got. It scares the shit out of me, and I love it.
We are done, baby. Logan, you got anything to say?
I have
for
too
yourself?
much to say.
You could have
Because
fooled us.
shut up. But yeah,
Damn, that was
to
cold.
talk
No
about
wonder he doesn't talk very much. You keep burning him all the time.
To talk about experiences, like the most traumatic experience in that game that I've had was when it was me and Peaches in the asylum, and I got lost.
Oh, you pulled a Guinea.
And yeah, and
Yes, for all the viewers at home, Guinea gets lost every single time we go into a small house. She can't figure her way out of a cardboard box for some reason.
like this was before we started looking at the map and seeing where everyone is. Because wasn't this when me and you just started playing it?
Yeah, it was, and
Yeah.
that was the funnest time of my life
Yeah, we're at
because
Asylum.
I got to hear
was
you scream
lost.
when I was downstairs, and you're upstairs, and I can hear you screaming. You're like, ah!
Yeah. Literally, what happened was I got lost for so fucking long. My sanity must have got low. I finally found my way back to the exit. The door locked in front of me and my neck snapped right away.
Oh no.
Oh, that isn't half of it. The same session, Peaches got me stuck in a fucking wall.
Yes. Yes. That is beautiful. If you still got that picture, you should put it on the Twitter.
And even my ghost was stuck.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
even your
you're
ghost
the one that
was.
has it.
I sent it in the Discord, so if you can find it.
Was that when you were stuck in the window? Or
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
different? When you're stuck in the window?
Yeah. So
How did
the
that
thing is that the
happen?
ghost will find you if they hear you talking. So
Right.
I was at the door yelling at Logan, like, hey, are you okay? And he's like trying to tell me to shut the fuck up. And the ghost hears me, walks over, sees Logan, goes over and strangles him.
Oh
So,
no.
Yep.
But how did he get through the window though? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Just
I
That's
was
weird.
hiding at the door. And then Pete just opened the door after it stopped hunting, and then I just glitched onto the fucking table.
I'm trying to think what my most traumatic experience is, but truthfully, it's every time I see a ghost. Every time.
There's just so much to say about this game.
There's that time that I was singing
Every
in a
single
fucking high
time
school.
somebody hurts themselves. The next podcast, I'm going to be hurting myself for some reason.
I haven't hurt my elbow.
Ah.
So that's fine.
I'd say that cuts it. I'd say that cuts it quite nicely.
Yeah.
Intermission right there.
Intermission.
That needs to be the intro to this episode.
You got that down pat, dude. Holy shit.
I told you I listen to these all the time.
Yeah.
You guys ready for our podcast's cookie ASMR?
I want cookies. I have no cookies. I have tortillas. Tortillas. I have corn tortillas.
Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla.
What?
You guys never seen that Vine? It's this
Vine,
stupid
that's
kid in
so
a pantry,
old.
and he's just like getting dumped on by a bunch of tortilla like
A
chips.
bunch of tortillas. You know, working at a Mexican restaurant, you hear some people pronounce things like that really
Tortilla?
weird. Like, yeah, like tortilla. But quesadilla. Quesadilla is the most hilarious one.
Like
You
a quesadilla?
Yes. Well, I had one lady come in and she was trying to order a quesadilla, and she's like, I want that thing. It's the what it, I can't say it. What is that thing? And I'm like, a quesadilla? Yeah.
That's like when I went to Olive Garden and I asked for the chicken and gnocchi soup. And they're like, you mean chicken and gnocchi? And I was like, fuck you, I'm the
Yes,
customer.
That's
I'm
exactly
always
what
right.
I My favorite quesadilla mispronunciation though is quesadilla. Yeah. No.
Hoo-wee, that was a good time, giggity giggity goo, starting this
Shoo-wee.
bit over again. Shoo-wee. But the real question is, what are we going to play on the next podcast?
Cat Quest.
Yay! We're playing Cat Quest. So this is free on the Xbox. This is free on
Cat
the
Quest.
Xbox Game
Cat
Pass.
Quest isn't on Xbox Game Pass.
Wait, it's not?
No.
I thought it was. I thought this was Xbox Game Pass week. Well, fuck everything I was going to do.
No.
Is this on Steam?
Yes, it's on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
Then why isn't it on the Xbox Game Pass?
I don't fucking know. Send a message to Bill Gates saying, "Hey, why is Cat Quest not on Game Pass?"
Okay, so anyways, we are playing Cat Quest, which is on Steam, not on Xbox Game Pass, as I thought, because my brain stopped this week, apparently. So
Yes, Cat Quest. I am very familiar with Cat Quest because I played it a long time ago, and I didn't I tell you guys to play it?
Yes, you have for the last year.
yes, you had mentioned it before. Who was the developer that made that, but also made some other games we've talked about?
It may have been the publisher that we were talking about. The developer was the Gentle Bros, and the publishers was the Gentle Bros and P Cube. P Cube did one of the games that we had reviewed. I can't remember entirely which game it was.
Nexomon. It was Nexomon.
Nexomon, yes,
it was Nexomon. So anyways, tell us about this game.
So Cat Quest is like a little action role-playing video game where I really like the graphics on it because you basically are walking around on the world map, but the world map is like it's not the world map, it's the world map. Never mind. But you play as a cat, and the world is inhabited by cats. And there's like this underlying story that goes along because you are a special type of cat because you are sailing on the water, and you have this mage cat that comes up and destroys your ship and steals your sister, and you find out that you're like this dragonborn cat who has this special blood in them that lets them slay dragons. And the whole point, the whole story of it is to try to find this mage cat and get your sister back from their clutches. And you get a whole bunch of different weapons. You can change your weapons, your armor, you get magic powers to do magic spells and stuff like that. And essentially you just level your character up and go to different places on the map. The whole map is pretty much open world at the very beginning, but you got to be careful because there's little dungeons, and the dungeons have like little levels on them. And if you go into a level too high for your little cat, then prepare for a little cat death.
Logan, what would you say your next podcast game? What the fuck am I reading? Brain stopped. Brain's not working. Logan, what would you say your next game prediction is going to be?
It's quite hard to say. It seems very bland as I've started playing it.
Roast it right out of the gate.
My feels.
Boxes, get out the Kinder Buenos.
His cat's on a cat quest to get after whatever that was he just said.
It's only the best candy bar, chocolate bar.
Yeah, that's all I'll say before like Banjo fucking scolds me.
No, I'm not. Yeah, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I really like this game because I'm a huge fan of like action role-playing games and things that are kind of similar to like what's the word, dungeon crawlers and whatnot, because it's essentially kind of as we talk about it every time, I love dungeon crawling games, and this isn't like a dungeon crawling game.
No.
But it's more of the whole, like I said, action role-playing game, but it does have certain elements to it. Like you go into dungeons and you crawl around. But this game came out in August of 2017. And there is a second one, which I also have, but I haven't played. But the thing is, this game is only single player. There's no multiplayer to it. But Cat Quest 2, I believe, has multiplayer.
Does it now?
Yes.
I thought I just looked at it and it didn't. Yes, it's split screen co-op.
I think I got this for Steam, so I didn't get this for Switch.
I got it on the Switch.
You can get both of them together for $25.18, which is only a little bit cheaper than.
It's like $2 cheaper than buying them separately.
Yeah.
So That's your prediction, I guess. Very simple.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very simple.
I got it for £1 on the eShop, so my hopes aren't that high.
Okay. Well, I got it on Steam, and I don't know. I've got some mixed feelings on it, which it looks really cute. The visuals look really nice, but we're gonna see kind of how good it plays. So my predictions are I'm most likely going to have fun with it, and for about a week, and then we'll see what happens.
My predictions is it's going to be a real good game. A real good game.
You've already
full of
played the
good,
game.
Good laughs and good goofs. I really did enjoy this game, and it's been a while since I played it, so I'm really looking forward to playing it again. See if it's as good as I remember.
You're probably going to remember it as fucking nostalgia glasses. You're probably going to see it as like, oh, there's nothing wrong.
Oh, probably. I'm sure I'll find something, because I knew that there was a few things that kind of bugged me a little bit about the game, but I can't really remember what those were. So playing it again will help me remember.
Well, anything that has Diablo with cats in the description, I'm down.
I know that this is going to be a very short little section after the intermission, but I would very much so like to wrap this up because I have to take a wicked dump.
Why did you do that during the intermission?
Because I didn't have to then, but it just like hit like a brick at the bottom of my gut.
Just like Moses.
Well, I gotta say, thank you, Skinny, so much for joining us. This was super fun to have you on. I'm so glad that we actually got an expert in to talk to us about all of these ghosts. It was fantastic having you, and maybe you can come on some other time and laugh hysterically at random porn memes again.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had a great time. I would love to come back.
Yeah, it was great. It was super fun time.
Yeah, my stomach is so sore now. It's so hard.
I think that's what did it for me. That's what like worked the
That's
poop
why I
down my
have to poop
system.
now.
I laughed so freaking hard.
Banjo, how long you gonna be? You can go real quick if you want.
Oh
and we
no,
just...
it is an event when I go.
It's an event, fanfare and red carpet and rolling it all out. And...
Oh, you know it.
Well, he's gonna be dragging his arse along that carpet after like how like sore it's gonna be.
Well, yeah, he's gonna prolapse his own anus in there, I guess.
Oh,
It's my own fault. I had chicken wings for dinner yesterday.
Oh, for fuck's
Why do you do this to yourself? It's like
don't
Logan drinking milk. Don't do that.
It's so good though.
I don't care.
Let me guess. Scottish insult.
Yes.
Yes, Scottish
for it.
insult time.
While I look it up, Banjo, you check the spam folder.
I did before we started the podcast, and I don't have any. I don't know what's going on. My spam filter's working overtime. I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I just got random porn bots following me on Twitter. That's about it.
Yeah,
That's essentially it, too.
We've been getting them to follow our, Twitter page for some reason.
And nobody said anything on the YouTube page, neither.
So, one of these words I'm gonna teach you is one that I say actually quite a lot to you two. Fandan.
I've never heard you call me a fan, Dan.
Do you say that?
Yeah, I call you a Fandan.
I thought you were calling me a fanny.
No. Basically, it's not the worst thing to be called, but more often than not leveled at fancy Dans from the West End, finishing hipsters and adults who wear full kit to the football game. He's alright, but the mustache makes him look like a right fanny Dan.
This is going to be spelling bee rules now. So anytime you have a Scottish insult, you have to give us an example.
Yes, you have to use it in a sentence.
Always. You have to use it in a sentence. You have to be able to spell it, and you have to be able to use it in a sentence. Fanny Dan.
It's not Fanny Dan, it's Fandan.
FANNYDAN. Fanny Dan.
I really like your fanny, Dan.
Which one?
It's Fandan, not fucking Fanny Dan.
Oh gosh, this was a good one. So thank you all so much for listening. If you got this far, you're a real trooper. And again, I would really like to thank Guinea Pig Poop for joining us on this podcast. It was a real pleasure, a good joy, a lot of good laughs, good goofs. And you can find links to all of our social media on our website at joysticksandlunatics.com. But you can also follow us on Twitter if you want. If you just want to cut out the middleman, it's at Joystick Loons, LOONS. And you can follow our personal Twitters. Mine's at BanjoManDG.
Mine is at Overpower Peach.
And mine is at the Chubby Nerd One. Please don't follow me, as all I see is porn now.
And also, Guinea, do you want to link your Twitter as well?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, though. Hold on.
Just gotta find it.
Well, a lot of the times, guinea pig poop is already taken. It's guinea pig poop, guinea pig poop. Pig is spelled pig with 2 E's.
P-E-E-G?
Yeah, guinea pig poop.
It's a pig.
Guinea peggin'.
Guinea piggins poopins.
Guinea pig.
Banjo.
Yeah. What'd I do? I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Just go shit.
Okay. Again, thank you guys. If you liked it and you think anybody that you know would like the podcast, please give it a share to one of your friends. If you have somebody that you hate, like an enemy, and you think that they'll hate this podcast, be sure to share it with them as well. And be sure to give us a rating on iTunes. It really helps us out. If you enjoyed this content, heck, even if you didn't like this content, give it a rating. Why not? Give us 5 stars, 0 out of 10. And we will be back next week with our recap of Cat Quest. And that'll wrap it up for this gem.
Kind of funny, the first time we recorded, I needed a shit at the end, and now Banjo needs a shit at the end.
Dude,
Okay.
I'm going to paint
Wrap
that
it up.
porcelain.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap up that shit.
I'm trying so hard.
So am I.
deep.
I'm pinching so hard.
Okay, the turtle's peeking.
Prairie dogging.
Okay, Guinea, you have any last words to say?
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
You're not welcome. Bye, everybody.
Fine. Bye.
Holy shit. I don't remember the outro, so I can't sing that for you. I'm sorry, guys. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-ba.